All right. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Our presenter is Preston Sandlin, the owner of Home Inspection Carolina. He is also the host of the Successful Home Inspector podcast. And tonight he will be presenting how to get more referrals for your home inspection business. Preston, over to you.
All right. Well, thanks, Mike. Thank you for having me, and thank you all the people who are listening. I appreciate you taking the time. I know you guys got a lot of stuff on your plate, so I don't take it lightly that you guys have exchanged a little bit of your time. I'm hoping you can walk away with some usable stuff. So, I was talking to Dave and Mike, and they were, saying, what has worked for me. So I did a presentation on what's worked for me in bringing home inspections into our business. Now, I know that some of the things I might present, not everybody might not agree with or whatever, and I totally get it and totally respect it. I just ask that you keep an open mind, and yeah, I think there might be something here that each person could use, and hopefully I'll meet all of you one day, and maybe we'll have a beer or six, and you could probably give me some ideas too. But I will tell you, as far as my background goes, I've been in the home inspection business about 22 years, and I made just about every mistake that you could possibly make. I've yet to find somebody who can beat me on that. So with that, I will get started. So let me tell you about some of the strategies that I have to bring home inspections into business. So I kind of broke it down into 5 different categories: marketing realtors, marketing loan officers, non-traditional marketing, creating your own leads, which I think might be more of a future type thing. And to keep myself organized, I created a monthly marketing checklist. And again, I'm hoping you guys will have some ideas, or maybe it'll spur you on. I'm not saying you have to do it like me, but I'm hoping maybe I give you an idea that maybe synergize, and you might come up, take 2 parts of something different and add it together. But let's start off with marketing realtors. So I'm in the Charlotte, North Carolina market. It's probably the 16th largest city in the U.S. We also do inspections in Raleigh and Asheville, North Carolina. I break all the offices into 2 categories: tier 1 and tier 2. A tier 1 office for me has to have more than 50 agents, and I have to be able to get past the gatekeeper and to the boxes. In other words, I can put stuff in the boxes just like direct mail, except I don't have to pay postage if I'm putting it directly in there. So tier 1 offices, which I can get to the back, get in the boxes, I go to them weekly. There's about 34 tier 1 offices that I go to. Tier 2 offices would be everybody else, the ones that I can't get, past the gatekeeper. So I just bring stuff to the front and leave it, whatever. I probably have about 34 tier 1 offices and probably 150 or so tier 2, I'm sorry. I go to tier 1 offices weekly. I go to tier 2 offices monthly, and I keep a little checklist to keep me, keep me in check, so to speak. So when I go to these tier 1 offices, I bring candy. I have these little candy houses. Some people do bowls, things like that. It just gives me a reason to be in the office. And it also takes me from being a pest. I mean, you think about it, if you're just going in there with cards or whatever, you're asking for business, but you're not giving anything. You're just taking. So I like to come in with candy, and I go from being a pest to being a guest. And they like me coming in. In fact, I've literally had people say, well, I've eaten your candy for so long, I felt guilty. I called you. And I'm like, I'll take guilt. I'll take whatever. I usually try to decorate my little candy house with my logo, some branding, maybe some of the USPs, unique selling points, whatever it is you do that makes you a little bit different than your competition. So that's tier 1, tier 2. So when I go in these tier 1 offices, like I said, I fill up the candy thing, gives me an excuse to be in there. Then I go to the boxes and I put flyers in there, which is just like direct mail, but I'm not having to pay postage. And, if I hit an office with, 200 or more agents, boom, 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 I'm hitting all those boxes to let them know that I'm there. Now, truth be told, full discrepancy here, I have homeinspectionflyers.com. I create these flyers and, have a subscription. Some people use them, but you just want to leave a footprint that you've been there. I usually try to have on these flyers, a catchy title, some USPs, unique selling points, which is basically, what's the stuff you do that makes you a little bit different. You could put on there, I'm certified ASHI. That makes you a little bit different. If you've got 34 years of construction experience, that makes you different. If you have a super key, that makes you a little bit different. Just things that make you a little bit different than your competition. And then usually I always put a testimonial on there, or, a call to action, so to speak. This one over here was, I was going for the angle of, we're a local home inspection company. We're not a franchise. Nothing wrong with franchises, but I'm not one. And that we give to local charities. We support local booster clubs and things like that. And, we're owned locally. You always play to what you are, your strength. If you're a one-man shop, if I was a one-man shop, I would advertise the fact that when you call us, you get the owner of the company every single time. I happen to be a multi-inspector firm, so I'm going to advertise. I can't say that you're not going to get the owner of the company every time, but I would say, we're never too busy. I mean, we've got multiple inspectors. No matter what you are, you have a USP, if that makes sense, a unique selling point. So just think about what your strengths are, what it is that you have to offer that the others don't, and make sure you put that out there. Now, when you go in these offices, obviously you're taking candy or something like that, putting flyers in. But the real thing that you really want to do is get presentations. You're going in there, kissing babies, shaking hands. Obviously, that's a figure of speech. But what I really want to do is be able to get a presentation in there, whether it's at their sales meeting or a lunch and learn. I love lunch and learns where, like we have a presentation right now that we're pushing Radon and how to read the inspection report, and kind of like what's important, what's not. Agents love this because if you go to the broker in charge, if you think about it, if you put yourself in their shoes, they want to educate their agents. So if you will educate them, you're making their job easier and feeding them lunch, and you're not too boring, they're going to love you. So while I'm in there doing, putting my candy in my thing, I'm always asking for presentations. I think I got one right here. So this was one we did about 2 weeks ago. We did a Radon presentation, and this guy right here, PJ Kennedy, he's the broker in charge. It's pretty cool. Chip did it, my manager. He did a Radon presentation, and he's, trying to recruit other agents and things like that. But, he gave us a shout out on Facebook about us doing a presentation, and, we brought lunch. So, whenever we do one of these, we see a jump in the inspections because you're positioning yourself as, the authority on it. While I'm going through this, one thing I forgot to mention early on in the introduction, and Mike will tell you, like at the end, if there's any questions, you can put it in the chat. And I think we have about 10 minutes at the end. We'll do some questions. So we talked about the difference between tier 1 and tier 2 offices. Tier 1, just go over it one more time. For me personally, now you may be in a different type of area. It has to have 50 or more agents, and I have to be able to get to the boxes. And then tier 2 would be everybody else. And again, I try to go to tier 1 offices weekly, and I try to go to tier 2 offices at least once a month. Couple of things I put out, some goodies. I do umbrellas, and I have a little umbrella stand at each office, like near the door. So every time I go in and I refill these, I found a place I can get these for about $5. Just, Chotsky, and it's really nice on a rainy day. I love coffee mugs. I'll throw this out if you guys are writing this down. This is a good place that I found that's pretty cheap. Discountmugs.com. Discountmugs.com. I love coffee mugs for 2 reasons. You can put them out, in their little kitchen or whatever. But another thing, these make great pen holders. So a lot of times I'll take these to, when I'm going around the office to where the computers are and whatnot, I'll fill these with pens. But, you want your logo all over the place, branding. These are kind of cool. Something else we do, sunglass holders. You put these on your visor and they hold your sunglasses. I stopped doing these for a while, and then so many realtors wanted them back. So I brought them back. So they're kind of nice. Keep your sunglasses from sliding all over the place. A couple other Chotskys we do is, these are the little things you put on the back of your phone where you can put your license or credit cards or something in there. Realtors seem to like these, especially in the summer. when they go to the pool and they don't want to take their whole wallet or pocketbook, they'll just put their license and credit card and some of their business cards in the back of here. I actually do it myself. And these are koozies, again, real popular in the summertime. I like the camo. Sorry, I'm kind of a redneck, but anyway, a couple other things I do over the years, and there's a ton of things. I mean, I don't even have half of them on here, but just on short notice. I like to do follow-up cards and things like that. I found this place that could make these pop-up cards that are kind of cool. I'll send these if I make like we're at an event tonight. I've got my marketing person and she's collecting cards. So she'll do a handwritten follow-up with all these people. And I have about a 50% return on that. If we meet them and talk to them and send them a handwritten card, about 50% of them will see a call after that. Another thing that we do is if we do an event or something, we like to do a little swag bag where we put like all that stuff in a bag, and put some pins, koozies, things like that, and just do a little swag bag. Kind of, I don't know, people like that. It kind of makes them feel good when they walk out with something like that. Cornhole, I had these cornhole boards made. I'd recommend you guys get that done. And basically, if you ever have an event, I have them and I volunteer them for other events. When I go into offices and I see realtors are doing something, I'll ask them, hey, do you need to borrow my cornhole boards? And I all the time bring them, deliver them, and go back and pick them up. But while they're playing cornhole, they've got our logo and, some of our USPs, unique selling points on there. So yeah, I'm pretty much known as the game board rental guy for free for real estate agents, but I'll be happy to do it. It's kind of a bad picture, but these are phone chargers. These are a real hit. I just put out about 100 of them. It's a terrible picture, but I bought these phone chargers, and basically I've got every charger, iPhone 5, 6, Galaxy, everything. I just put them together myself. There's a place called DHgate. You may want to write this down, dhgate.com. And I can order the stuff there real cheap, all the cords and things. I mean, I'll order them like, by the 500s. And I basically can put one of these phone charger kits together for, I think, about $3. So like I said, I did 100 of them, and I'll probably do a couple more. If you ever do this, one thing you want to do is buy a whole bunch of extra cords. And when you go around to the offices, carry those cords with you, because your cords will disappear and you'll have to replace them. So that's kind of it for real estate marketing. I mean, there's a lot more to it, but I wanted to get into another category. But to sum it up, it's basically I need a reason to go into those offices, some of them weekly, some of them monthly, let them know that I'm there. I'm always friendly, outgoing, offering presentations. I want to do lunch and learns. I want to do, presentations during their sales meetings. You just want to offer value. Always put yourself in their shoes. I know it's real easy for us to be like, yeah, I'm a home inspector, I'm great. They don't care. They don't care. But if you go with the attitude of, how can I help you? Go to the broker in charge. Can I help educate your agents? What can I do to help you? You'll go a lot further. Remember, it's their office, it's their turf. I mean, think about if it was your house and somebody, is coming to your house and just offering to, fix your roof or something. Man, he's a pest, but if you met them and they're offering value all the time, you're going to like them. And that's where you want to position yourself. All right. The next thing is, I had this as mortgage people, marketing and collaborating. We're at an event right now with a bunch of other vendors. My marketing person's there, and there's mortgage people there. There's home warranty people there. There's mortgage attorneys there. I'm sorry, not mortgage, closing attorneys. And I told my marketing person, see, every one of those people, they are your natural allies. And what I mean by that is they're marketing the same people that you're marketing, but you're not competitors. So befriend every single one of those, because you can do events together and split the cost. They've got relationships with realtors that you can leverage, and they can leverage yours. So let me give you an example. This guy right here, John Smith, he's a big mortgage person in my market, and he's a real go-getter in marketing. He has a podcast. He does a whole bunch of stuff. me and him and this Joy, we started a group, the Charlotte Real Estate Insiders. We have like 500. It's actually more than that now, about 600 members. And we just add value. The realtors can put their listings on there, but we're always, I mean, not to be arrogant, but we own that group. I mean, and I got to leverage his relationships. He got to leverage mine. We just help each other out. And I'm a running commercial on his podcast. We just help each other out because, again, we're natural allies. Like I said, we're both, marketing real estate agents, and we're not competitors. So always look at those people as your allies and see if you can do events together. Create a Facebook group and invite all your realtor friends and just be helpful and add value. If you don't get anything else out of my presentation tonight, add value. That's the thing I want you to walk away with. Figure out how you can add value. It's law of reciprocity. If you add value, you help enough people. What is it, Zig Ziglar? If you help enough people get what they want, they'll help you get what you want. So that group I was telling you about that John and Joy and all of us started, we do a bunch of events. We did a cornhole for a cause where I'm sorry about my dog barking in the background. I really apologize about that. Hold on one second. Meg, can you get the dog to be quiet, please? Sorry, Mike. So anyway, cornhole for a cause. We're raising money for the Housing Opportunity Foundation. And it was me, John, and Joy, but we also got 2 other guys to help split the cost. So we raised money for a good cause, split the cost, and we all got to leverage each other's relationships with each other's realtors. Another thing we did was brokers and beer. We did an event where we had, beer, and all the agents came out, just networking and fun. But again, we split the cost. I mean, I think it was like $800 or $900, but when you split that 4 or 5 ways, it's not that bad. And, we all got business from it. So anyway, that's the second part of my presentation on collaborating with others who, have the same target market that you do. Mortgage lenders are great for that. Title people, insurance people, all the other vendors who aren't home inspectors, but they're your natural friends. SEO. Now, we're talking about non-traditional ways. SEO is search engine optimization. And basically this is, you can do Google AdWords, or you can do a lot of stuff to get your, Google's the new Yellow Pages. You remember used to everybody named their company AAA or Acme, so they would be at the very top of the Yellow Pages. Well, now everybody, the new Yellow Pages is Google. They Google, home inspection, Chicago, home inspection, Washington, D.C., which is what I'm about to do. And I know all the listeners they can't talk right now, but what I want all of you guys to do, if you got your phone nearby, I want you to do this. I want you to go to Google or whatever your search engine is, and I want you to Google your city home inspector, whatever it is, wherever you are. If you're in Dallas, Texas, say Dallas home inspector, Dallas, Texas home inspector, or Dallas, Texas home inspection. If you're in San Diego, do San Diego home inspection. And so what I want you to see is what you're going to see probably in the beginning are the ads, right? Or the map or the ads. You'll see the ads up top. People paid to be there, the pay per click. Then you'll see the map. And then ideally you get down to the organic searches where you use, that's where you want to be because it takes a while to get there. But what I'm starting to see is kind of a disturbing trend where all you guys who did it, see if you see Yelp or Home Advisor or Thumbtack. These are all pay to play outfits now. So I Googled just Washington, D.C. home inspector. It was just the first one came to mind. And in the Google, it was Yelp. And then it was, Yelp, Redfin, Home Advisor, which kind of sucks. Excuse my language. I mean, I had to go down to like number 6 or 7 to actually get down to a real home inspector, which kind of makes me mad because Google runs Google the way Google wants to run it, but it's not really organic. It's sort of becoming all pay to play now. So I am curious, maybe when we get to the questions, if you Googled your city and home inspector what you saw in the organic. Did you see Home Advisor? Did you see Thumbtack? Did you see Angie's List? And how, did you see a real home inspection company? How far down did you have to go? My point with all that is I used to be really good at search engine optimization. And I know, I don't know if you guys know Billy out of St. Louis. He's one of the best. He's really good at search engine optimization. He writes a lot of articles and things with backlinks to get there. And even he texted me the other day and he's like, man, you're right. He's like, he got displaced by Yelp or Home Advisor. So I don't know if that strategy is going to continue to work, other than paying to play, which I'm not a big fan of. So I'm a big fan of, I definitely think search engines, but it's their property and they run it the way they want. Just don't become dependent on that. But there are some new things out there, and I just want to make you aware of these. I've not even done all of these myself, but I'm aware of them and I might employ them in the future. One is called geofencing, and I did this for a little bit. So the way geofencing works is, you can Google it. Basically, you can put a geofence around like real estate offices. You could also put it around a house that's for sale. And basically, anybody who walks in there with a phone, with the location thing on, which is pretty much everybody. Everybody has their location thing on. You can direct ads towards them. So you could have a home inspection ad. Anybody that goes into a real estate office, because chances are they're going to be buying a house. You could also put it around any house that's for sale in the MLS. You could literally have an ad. And what I didn't realize was and the ads can follow them too. Like once they walk in there, then it can follow them. And I know what a lot of you guys are thinking. That seems a little, stalkerish and whatever. And I kind of agree with you, but I got a lot of competitors and this is a competitive market. I mean, I'm not, if that's where, I just don't want to be behind the puck. I want to be ahead of the puck. What's Wayne Gretzky say? I got to skate to where the puck's going, so to speak. But there is a geofencing. That's basically putting a geofence around a place, real estate office, somewhere where people are going to be buying a house. You can direct ads to them. There's another thing. I have not done this yet, but I'm fascinated with it. It's called search engine retargeting. So when anybody goes on Google or whatever, and they search for a house in your market, let's go back to, let's say Washington, D.C., buying a house in Washington, D.C., or buying a house in Dallas, Texas, or home inspection in Dallas, Texas. Even if you don't show up in the search, which would be great if you did, but I think I've proven that, these Thumbtack, Home Advisor, and all those guys are sort of pushing everybody out. Now you got to pay to play. But you can do a thing where it's search retargeting, where anybody who searches for that, now they can get ads because Google knows they search for that. So now they can get ads. And you wouldn't just send them ads. You would send them a compelling ad, something like a discount or something. But obviously somebody who searched for home inspection Dallas or buying a home in Dallas is going to need a home inspection. And, if you have the pop-up ads come up on anything they search, I mean, I'm fascinated with it. I haven't done it yet. I just want to make you guys aware of it. And, your competitors might start doing it. And I know some people be like, man, I don't want to do that. That's kind of, I know when I search for something, then I get ads for it the next day. I'm kind of like, golly, man, how'd they know I was searching? I mean, that's sort of spooky. And I'm not saying you have to do this or anything. I just want to tell you it's out there. I haven't done that yet, but I'm aware of it. I'm not ruling it out, but I just want you to be aware of it. I actually skipped a slide there. I don't know how that happened, but I wanted to talk about social media. So we've moved on. We've talked about marketing realtors. We've talked about some kind of new things, non-traditional stuff. Now I want to talk about social media. If you think about it in marketing, you want to be in the eyeball business. That's what Gary Vaynerchuk says all the time. You want to be where the eyeballs are. And, if you think about a traditional billboard, he says it like this. So if a car of 4 people goes down the road by a billboard, what's the chances that 3 of the people in the car aren't even looking at the billboard? What are they looking at? They're looking at their phones, right? Maybe even 4 of the people, probably. But and what are they looking at? Most of the time, it's social networks. Facebook, Instagram. So let me go to that. Eyeballs, attention, money follows attention. So I want to be where the eyeballs are. You want to be where the eyeballs are. It's just kind of a joke I put in there. I mean, this looks like my daughter and some of her friends. I mean, I'm surprised they just don't walk out in the middle of the street. Where are the eyeballs? They're all looking at their phones. You know, I'm not the social police or whatever, but I mean, this is not going away and it's not changing anytime soon. So somehow we have to get our marketing message on that device in front of people who are getting ready to buy a house. So what are the top social media apps that home inspectors can use? Um, Facebook. I think Facebook's number one as far as real estate agents go, or people buying a house. If I were you, I'd get a Facebook thing. I have a personal one that I use for business, but definitely get a business page. Don't express your political views on here, please. If you're going to do that, get a separate one. But every time I go to an event and collect cards, I go back and friend everybody on Facebook. And so what do I do once I've got all these friends? I actually have two. I'm not trying to be arrogant, but I maxed out on one. I had over 5,000 friends. So I have Preston Sandlin and I have Preston P. Sandlin. So the thing to remember, it's just like going to a party. It's like a big cocktail party. So, you know, I heard this story one time. Think about if you went to a cocktail party. Um, if you went in there and you were like, as soon as you came to the door, like, hey, how's it going? Hey, who do you have your life insurance policy with? You know, let me take a look at it. I think I could save you some money. And then, you know, you went in the kitchen, you're like, oh man, do you guys use Tupperware? You know, I got some Tupperware out in the car. I could show it to you. Well, pretty soon people be like, who in the hell invited that guy? I mean, you don't want to be that guy. That's sales breath. You just want to be the guy who's, you know, interesting, fun, ask questions, nice to talk to. And oh, by the way, I happen to be a home inspector. And if you ever have a question, you know, I can help you out with that. You also want to put stuff up there, home maintenance stuff, things like that. But you just want to be a nice person, you know, be fun, be interesting. Don't be too boring or salesy. Don't be controversial. And, you know, you guys follow me. I mean, not saying that I know it all or anything, but I've had some success. So follow Preston Sandlin, and you know what I'll do is I'll go on and try to find a bunch of memes that are kind of cool and funny, and I'll spend like a couple of hours on a Sunday just finding a whole bunch of cool stuff for the whole week, and I'll just put it in a folder, and then I'll release 2 or 3 things a day, different times of the day. And obviously, you know, funny pictures you put on home inspection. And in fact, if you're friends with a lot of home inspectors, or even, you know, the ASHI group, the Home Inspectors Exchange, Brotherhood, whatever, sometimes those guys post some really cool stuff. So I'll ask them. I mean, you know, you could share it without asking them, but I think it's good to ask them, say, hey, can I borrow this? And I'll post it on my page and say, you know, put a funny caption in, but I'll put in parentheses, found by another home inspector. And, you know, I get a lot of, basically you just want engagement. Same thing with Instagram. Instagram skews a little bit younger. I would probably say under 30, but there's a lot of agents on there. It's mostly pictures. So you're always looking for cool pictures and stories. If you ever go on Instagram, just swipe left, and whatever you put on there, if you take a picture or pull a picture from your gallery, that goes on your stories. I started doing stories. Like if you're out there inspecting, you find something interesting, put it on your story, put it on your story. And believe it or not, people are pretty interested in what you do. I don't know if you guys know Chris Murphy, Brian Murphy's son. He does a great job with this. He has a YouTube page. He's really good on social media. So, you know, kind of follow him. I think it's A Action. They're big ASHI members too. So follow him. He's doing a great thing. He puts up a lot of YouTube videos. Every YouTube video he puts up, it's like 300-400 views within 2 days. So he's doing a good job. People, a lot of times we don't find it interesting because we do it every day, but surprisingly enough, the general public, you know, to them, a lot of the stuff we do is pretty interesting. A couple of things about Instagram. If you ever do a video on there, just remember it's you got to keep it under 1 minute. Stories are just in 10-second increments. If you put something up home inspection, do hashtag, put hashtag like for me, I would do hashtag Charlotte home inspector, hashtag Charlotte homes for sale. You would do Dallas or wherever you are, Chicago. Just trust me on that. It'll help you with your backlinks and help you with your SEO. So anyway, my advice on that, follow Chris Murphy. He does a great job with that. You'll sort of get some ideas. I'm going to skip Snapchat. It's a little tough. That's the next thing behind Instagram, but I haven't quite been able to figure out how to use it for business. So I'm going to skip that one for now. YouTube is big though. Definitely, you guys should be putting up videos of the stuff that you find. I actually pay a bounty for all my guys who inspect. I'm like $15 for any video that's sort of interesting. I do $50 if it's a snake or a bat video because they tend to go more viral. Although I think I got a guy that works for me. Swear to goodness, he sends me a snake video every week, and I'm kind of like looking at it. I'm like, is that the same dang snake? I'm thinking he's carrying that snake around in a bag or something. But anyway, put it up there. Have your home inspection. I'll tell you who else is really good at this is Ruben. Structure Tech out of Minnesota. Man, watch his YouTube page, Structure Tech. And if you're not subscribed to it, go subscribe to it and watch some of his videos. You probably want to keep them right around 2 minutes. That's about the average attention span. Make sure you're putting backlinks in your description. If you want to see how to do the backlinks, go to my page. It's HI Carolina. And if you got value out of this, subscribe to me too. That'll help. But the backlinks on there help my search engine back to my website. But you guys are out there finding cool stuff every day. Just whoop out your camera or your phone and do a little 2-minute video and say, hey, this is John Smith with ABC Home Inspection. What we're looking at today is this and this fairly common, whatever. I mean, you'd be surprised, and go back and load it up. Just do one a day, and I guarantee you in a year you'll get a lot of inspections. It'll start gaining some traction. It won't seem like it'll do much at first, but eventually, if you keep adding quality content, people will find it and they'll like it. There's people out there who just love to watch that stuff. And then what happens is when somebody does a inspection, a search for inspectors in your area, your videos will come up too because they rank real high. Home maintenance videos are great. I did one about cleaning your dishwasher with Tang. That one went, got a whole bunch of views. Another one I did was I had to change out my own garbage disposal. So I just filmed it step by step, how to change your garbage disposal. And that thing, I think it's got a couple of thousand views. The one who I've got the most views on, and I'm kind of ashamed to admit this, is I went to go do an inspection and the people were still in power. And so I whipped out my camera and I said, this is how people steal power. And that's the title of my video. I'm sure everybody, it literally has 600,000 views. I'm sure they were all doing it just for educational purposes. But anyway, I do have backlinks on that. And I got a lot of, juice for my website on that. Tech review videos are great too. I bought that Wallabot, and so I put the Wallabot against my FLIR 1, and I got a ton of views on that. I was like, one versus the other. And every time I get a new toy, I'll video it and like the pros and cons and put it on there. And man, those things get a lot of views. But if you get a lot of views, it goes up in the rankings and you got backlinks, it's going to be a win-win-win. It's going to help your website. And also when it's going to make you the authority. When somebody search for a home inspector in your area, you want your videos to pop up. All right. So again, let's review. We've talked about marketing realtors. We've talked about collaborating with mortgage people and other vendors. We've talked about non-traditional, search engine stuff and social media. Now this is where I kind of think the future is coming. And I worry a little bit with all the iBuyers and all that stuff because I'm very dependent on real estate agents, and I love real estate agents. They send me a lot of business, but if they go away, I gotta, how am I going to create my own leads? So I started realizing, I've got to create my own leads. So Dave Kleeman and I came up with this pre-inspection program, but it doesn't have to be pre-inspections. But basically the idea is, let me show you, let me go to the next slide. So we did a pre-inspection on this house right here. And so what we did, we put a sign up in the yard. And if you guys would, if you got your phones out again to show you how this works, I know that number is very hard to see. I'll say it out to you. If you would text, just so you can see how it works, text home 209 to 704 275 9470. Home 209 to 704 275 9470. So what you'll do if you do that, you're going to get a link to the house and you'll see a video and some pictures. If you scroll down, you can buy that inspection report. That's we did the pre-inspection. That money goes back to the seller. But the great thing is we capture the lead, anybody who's on that, and you'll get a drip. Please don't opt out because I want you to see how it works. So over the next 4 days, you'll get a drip. You'll get something from me each day of value, like how's the home search going? Here's a checklist you may be interested in. And then the next day you'll get, here's a home inspection discount, click here. I think I have radon information, just helpful stuff of value. So the idea is I'm creating my own leads here and hopefully they convert, and they have converted to home inspections. So here, instead of depending on Google, depending on real estate agents, I'm basically creating my own leads, my own home inspection. Again, I hope you guys, and I'll show you a little bit more about how it works, but if you would, and you got your phone, text home 209 to 704 275 9470. All right, let's go to the next one. So I don't have to have a pre-inspection. I could also have a discount. I could put this in any yard. So this is the same phone number. So if you texted that other number, now text save one to the same number, save one. I hope you guys will do it because it'll help me with my demonstration here. When you do that, you'll probably get a link. Click on that link and you'll see, I think it's like a $25 discount or something for a home inspection, but I'll be able to capture the lead. Yeah, I see some people are doing it right now, which is kind of cool. But like I said, I could use it for a pre-inspection. I could do a coupon. Let me do one more here. Text the same number, same phone number. Now text Radon. Text Radon. Okay, while you guys are doing that, text Radon to that number. I want to show you. I'm going to pretend like you guys are all home buyers, right? So I'm going to flip over for just a second to show you. Let me see if I captured any of these leads. So here's a couple of the people who texted in. I got Stephen Byrne, Melanie Folsom, Dennis Mirko, Susan Schillerstorm, Timothy Winsler. I'm going to just click on one of these to see if we got any lead, and they'll get a drip. Let me see if I got more detail on them. The more detail, the better, because these people are going to be interested in buying a house, and they're probably going to need a home inspection. So this person, Stephen Byrne, and hopefully he'll, at the end, he'll say if this is correct or not. I got him living at 170. I hope this is all right that I'm telling you your address. I hope I'm not in any violation here. But I'm saying this has lead capture stuff. So I could mail him. So got him at Thomas Avenue, New York. It's Verizon Wireless. His age is 55 to 59. And he'll start getting a little drip campaign from me, hopefully, that would lead to a home inspection. Let me go back and see. Let's see which other ones we captured. Let's see what we got here with Pamela Page. Let's see if we got anything with her. Sometimes it captures it, sometimes it doesn't. Pamela Page. Just got that she's in Illinois. I don't really have much else on her. I'll do one more, but I don't want to hold you guys up. But the idea is here we're catching leads, and think about all these would be buyers, and now I got a whole list of people that are interested in buying a house and that are going to need a home inspection. So I could call them. They're going to have a drip campaign. I mean, I don't want to bug them, but these are people who are going to need our services. Oh, that was the same one we did before. Sorry about that. Let me go back and do one more. I don't want to stop the flow here. Let's go with Susan Schillerstorm. See if we captured. Sometimes it'll capture stuff and sometimes it won't. Yeah, Susan Chillerstorm, Franklin Oaks Lane, South Carolina, 230. Got a name, age 60 to 64. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's not. But again, I could mail these people, I could call them, and I could text strip. But the idea is I want them to use me for the home inspection. And I found out these people are going to be needing a home inspection. And I found out way before any of my competitors did. So, that's the idea, to create your own leads. Let's go back into the slideshow here. But again, it's just creating your own leads. I have a bunch of these signs. I'll put them out all over. If there's an event, sometimes I'll put them, and I know some people have rules with signs and whatnot, but I want to get leads from everywhere. I want to get leads from realtors. I want to create my own leads. Um, but I really do think the future is creating our own leads and not being so dependent on Google, or not being dependent on real estate agents. If you guys are interested in that, it's inspectedhouses.com. Dave Klima is my partner on that. And Dave Klima would love to talk to you. He'll talk to you. Just make sure you got plenty of time when you talk to Dave. I love Dave, but Dave's one of those people that, like, I love him, but like if you ask him, Dave, how do I get to the store and buy some groceries? He'll tell you how to build an engine and build a car and go to the, like, I don't need that much information. But the basic idea is, you can create your own leads. You could do it with pre-inspections. You could do it with some type of coupon or valuable information like Radon. Anything you could digitize. That Radon thing, if you texted that, that's just that thing from the EPA, that little booklet. I digitized it and I put it as a free download, free Radon information text here. But if they text there, I capture the lead and I have follow-up with them. So it's creating your own leads. So that's all I got on that. The last thing I was going to talk about is just a marketing checklist, just to keep yourself organized. So what I do is I make a monthly checklist of everything that I do. Now, this is going to be a little bit dated, so I apologize, and some of it's not even relevant anymore, but I look at this throughout the month to make sure that I'm on track. So again, I market tier 1 offices once a week, so check the month, whatever it is. Market tier 2 offices once a month. Speaking engagements, I would love to have at least 6 or more, so I want to do that. Congrats notes, letters. Look in the paper, especially the Saturday paper, when that's usually when the real estate section comes out. If anybody's got awards or some type of thing, I mean, real estate agents love awards. Send them I take a picture of the thing, the award, and I'll put it on Facebook and say, congratulations. It looks so much better when somebody else, it doesn't look good when you toot your own horn, but when somebody else toots your horn, it looks great. So be the person to toot their horn. You did them a favor. So I love when a real estate agent gets some sort of award, and then I'll go on Facebook and say congratulations and put a picture of it so all her or his friends can see it. Post videos, I want to do 6 or 7 of those a month. I like to contact the top 100 agents. There's something called brokermetrics.com that you can get a list of some of the top agents from. Also, if you've got that's a paid service, but if you've got a friend that's got MLS access, they can usually run a report on who the top buyers agents are. Hootsuite, I actually don't do that anymore, but Hootsuite's something that you can post in one place, like on social media, and it'll post, if you link it, it'll post to multiple things. Ralph's are return address labels and, what is it? Like every time we did an inspection, we do return address labels and postcards. We stopped doing that a couple of years ago. My list is a little bit old. I apologize. I gotta fix this up, but it just got away from us. But it is a good idea. The idea is so you're out there taking a picture of the house anyway when you do the inspection, right? So then you take that picture and make return address labels and postcards, and you give it to the realtor to give to their client as a gift. Now you just made that realtor look good. Wildly popular. We just couldn't keep up with it. We lost the person who was doing it for us, and I probably need to start doing that again. Meeting with Meg is just, my wife to, yeah, anyway. I try to listen to 2 business books. Um, uh, I call SE&C as self-education or continuing education. I listen to podcasts all the time. Lynda.com with a Y. You can teach yourself to do anything. You can teach yourself WordPress. You can teach yourself Photoshop, anything that'll help you. Active Rain and Trulia, I like to, blogs with backlinks on there. I like to do something unique. We try to do something seasonal, with, we got Halloween coming up. You can look up, there's a holiday every single day, swear to goodness. But, people love to do themes. We send out birthday cards. If you friend all these agents on Facebook, you can go look the month ahead and see all the birthdays. That's a great thing about Facebook. It'll tell you what the birthdays are. We put, happy birthdays daily to the people on Facebook. I want to update my website 4 times a month. Spend a little time doing new business search, write thank you notes to anybody we come across. We write thank you notes or thank you calls to people who give us inspection. We try to do direct mail once a month. Another thing we do is builder warranty mailers. There's list brokers out there that you can buy a list of people who bought a house, brand new house, 10 months ago, and they're coming up on their 1-year warranty. You can send them out postcards, your 1-year warranty is about up. Would you like a builder's warranty inspection? And those are great. So this is just a close up of that. Sorry. And then some more of my flyers. Again, I'm kind of known for wearing these crazy pants. I know not everybody wants to do that, and I don't encourage it. I've been doing it so long now. If I wear regular pants, people are like, "Are you sick? What's wrong with you?" But anyway, again, some more of my flyers. Some more of my flyers. I try to do a lost and found type thing. You can find those, shameless plug, at homeinspectioncarolina.com. I'm sorry, homeinspectionflyers.com. So anyway, that is a shameless plug for that. That's just an update. Yeah, sorry. Same thing we went over. Instagram post, I want to do that daily. I want to work out, although that really doesn't have anything to do with marketing. And I think that's it. Let me review. We talked about marketing realtors. You just want to have a reason to get in that office, go from being a pest to a welcome guest, and try to get speaking engagements. Make friends with loan officers, warranty people. They're all your allies, and you guys can do things together. Make a Facebook group, do events, share the cost, and leverage each other's relationships. Non-traditional marketing, there's some stuff, geofencing, retargeting. It's still kind of new to me, and I'm still trying to wrap my mind around it. But I'm like Wayne Gretzky, I'm trying to skate to where the puck's going, not to where the puck's been. Creating your own leads, that's something Dave and I do with inspectedhouses.com. Check it out. I definitely think in the future, as we can't depend on Google and real estate agents as much as we have in the past, we're going to have to create our own leads. And I encourage everybody to make yourself a monthly marketing checklist. Yours may not look like mine, but just start doing something and do it regularly. And it's just like working out. You work out one time, you're not gonna see a big difference. But you do it for 6 months or a year, you'll start seeing a difference. And it's the same thing with marketing. Marketing is just like working out. You just got to do it and keep doing it. And you don't get a result right away, but if you do it over time, you'll get good results. I hope you guys got something out of my presentation. I hope I didn't bore you guys to death. And so, Mike, I guess I'll open it up if anybody's got any questions. And again, I want to say thank you guys for your time.
Yeah, so a bunch of people have asked if the recording will be available, and it will be available on the ASHI Online Learning Center, probably in a week or so.
Okay.
But other than that, we've got a question from Jim, and it is it a good idea to post photos of bad stuff from inspections?
Yes, as long as you don't, put an address or put anything on there that's, identifying the house, because you don't want to, and you don't say anything bad. I put funny stuff, like, one thing though you might want to be wary of. if it's an agent that doesn't have a sense of humor and like you're a one-man shop and they know you did that inspection that day and they're going to be touchy about it. I mean, you don't want something where I lost the sale of my house because you posted a picture, but I take the picture in such a way that it could be any house. I mean, and I never say an address. I never say anything like that. I mean, I have never had anybody ever say anything. I have heard of one inspector one time that, agent got mad, but that was, out of the thousands of posts and hundreds of inspectors I know. So I think it's pretty rare. Just don't say an address or take the picture in such a way that anybody could tell whose house it was or anything or identifiable.
Okay. Next question. Do you have a traditional website?
Yes. Yeah. It's homeinspectioncarolina.com. You guys can check it out. I think it's a Joomla website. Chip keeps it up. And then we also have a WordPress, and that's askthecharlotteinspector.com. And that's a little bit more of a blog, although I haven't updated as often as I said I would in my presentation. But yeah, I try to point people to one or two of those. And if you want to see a good blog, again, Structure Tech, that's probably one of the best blogs out. There's probably others, and I don't mean to slight anybody, but that's one that I know of that's really good.
All right. How do I find builder warranty / 11-month names and addresses?
That's a great question. I will try to find the guy that I used to use. I haven't done it in about a year, but I need to start doing it again. I had this guy Shep, but there's list brokers out there. You can Google list brokers, and man, they can pull lists of anything. So call a list broker and ask if they can. But now, truth be told, you call a list broker, they're going to call you for the next 6 months. But they can pull lists on just about anything you want. And I want named addresses and phone numbers, mainly addresses and names of people who bought a new house, brand new house in my area in the last 10 months, and they literally can pull a list and you can buy it. And it's not too expensive. It's a cost thing. You look at the cost of the list, the cost of the mailings, and what's your return on that. But and I don't do just one mailing. I usually do three. Like mail them, then a week later mail them again. And I forget what I can usually pull about a 10% return on that, and that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I know some guys that used to go into neighborhoods and just knew, like, they're building new houses and just knew the part of the area, just had like little postcard. Hey, before your warranty's up, get a home inspection. And they would just put them in their boxes. I don't know if that's best practice, but I know they did it, and they did get some inspections off of it.
All right. How do you do the drip marketing? Was there a site provided?
Oh, so the drip marketing, we do it with oh wait, oh goodness, I'm still on here, aren't I?
Yeah, you're still here.
Hold on, let me show you. So with the inspectedhouses.com, we have it connected. So like I'll show you. So let me pull up a property here. So this is one we've got that I did a pre-inspection on it right now. So let me edit it. You can do up to 4 drips. And so this is the property page. So let me scroll down and show you. So I can put in pictures, right? This is the report that I've added. And then there's a drip. So down here, I can do a text drip. So I can edit it. I think I can do 4. So yeah, I have 4, up to 4. And basically, and I think you have to be under 140 characters. So this will just regurgitate what their name is if it pulls it, when they find it. So this one goes out in 4 hours. So all you guys who texted, please don't opt out. I mean, you can if you want, but I'm kind of wanting you to see how it works. So in 4 hours, you'll get this drip. And what is this one? Home search is going well. I've got a couple of different, you can save each one, and I've got different ones. So then in another day, they'll get a checklist with a link there, just whatever you set it and whatever number of days you set it. And then this one, I try to just do something. This is my information about my warranties. If, I know some people don't do warranties, and I'm totally cool with that. I'm not arguing that. And this one goes out in 4 days, pre-closing checklist. I'm just trying to give something of value. So this comes with inspectedhouses.com. If you didn't do this, you can do it with a lot of, what do they call it? CRM, contact management. I think MailChimp or something like that. And with this one, you can also do an email drip. This is a text drip, which I prefer. Let me go back and show you. You can also set up you can set up an email drip here. So you can edit that, and you can put in the email, and you got up to 4 you can do, and you can set out how you want them to fire out. But I like it because it's automated. It's automated. It's marketing for me, with me sleeping or doing an inspection, whatever I'm doing. But I'm a big fan of, if you get a lead, that you put them into some type of drip campaign that sends them something over the next couple of days. It sends them something of value. You don't want to bug them, but they're going to need this checklist or that checklist or radon information or, something that's valuable. But it comes with inspectedhouses.com and also with most CRM software.
All right. Preston, did you create your own website and social media pages?
I did. Yes, I did. And the cool thing is now, though, I also have a girl working for me. So can we go to that real quick? I'll show you some of my stuff. I have a girl working for me now who's my marketing person, who I didn't have really good luck with the first one, but this second one's a charm. She's great. She's 23. In fact, look, that just came up. She's with me at the event, and she's 23, so she's like really good at social media. So we're at this little event here, but let me show you. I'll try to click on. So this is just my normal page, but I post fun stuff all the time. I'm at this I'm at this thing. My daughter goes to Clemson, if you couldn't tell. This woman had crazy pants on, so. And I just try to post fun stuff like, how'd you find out about the YMCA, the Village People? I told you just try to find fun stuff. But then I also have, a business page. I mean, I'm not all, some people, I hear that sometimes. You're just gimmicky and you wear these silly pants. That doesn't mean we don't do a good inspection. Hold on, Home Inspection Carolina. Sorry, wait a second. Let me go over here. I always tell people, all the funny stuff, the funny pants, all that'll just get them to use us one time. But you've got to, have the chops and have quality service for them to use you the second, third, and, 30th time. What we usually put on our page is videos and testimonials and stuff like that. If I can get it to load here. There's different videos we put up. This was, some stuff we did on the radio, and home tips, maintenance tips, stuff like that. So,
All right, we got a couple more questions in 2 minutes.
Okay, sorry.
Kind of fire these off.
Okay.
How are you able to get signs in people's front yards?
I just ask them, the realtor, and I know that in some places you can't put signs, but usually the realtor is very, I can forward them the leads as well. And they're very willing to do that. And obviously the pre-inspection, it's helping them sell that house if you did that. So, and I know in all places you can't do it, but again, if you add value and you can help people value, they'll help you too.
Okay. A little off topic. Do you use on-site report writing or write the report at night?
I really admire the people who can do it on site, but we do it at night. We promise the next day. I admire those people who can do it on site, but I've just never been able to do it full scale because, if it's a really bad house or, we cover a big wide area too, but kudos to those people who can do it on site. I really admire you, and I wish I could be like you, but I just haven't got there yet.
All right. And the last question I see, and we've got 1 minute. Inspected houses, how do you add a document to a drip?
So yeah, what you have to do, let me see if I can get to it real quick. What you have to do is have a link to something. So you can go to any web page. So what I did was, like say the home inspection discount. So I made a home inspection discount page on my WordPress um, website. I made that a page, right? So then I just went up and got the URL up here, and then basically I said, for a home inspection discount, go here, and then I added that. So when they click on that, it goes right to that document. So that's how that works. And you can buy plugins, especially with I tell you, WordPress is the way to go. I mean, I am biased. You can buy all kinds of. You can buy um, what do you call it, plugins where you can download documents from that. Real easy. They're free. They're real easy. I mean, if you Google it, you'll find it.
All right. It is 8 o'clock on the dot. Thank you, Preston.
Well, thank you guys. I hope you guys got something out of it.
And hopefully y'all can join us next month, October 15th. We're going to have the first of our software showcase series featuring Dominic Marisic from Home Inspector Pro Reporting Software. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you.